welcome to Deja Brila Presents, and happy holidays, and I hope you all have a happy new year. So, my guest today, for those of you that are new to the show, every week I like to touch base on inspirational topics with inspirational guests who can help make your life a better one. So, my guest today, she is a spiritual and a wellness professional or coach named Jamie Amoori Bay. So, let's meet her today and hear all about her journey as a wellness and healing professional. So, Amoori,
Hi.
hi, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you. Me and Amoori actually met on the set of Sisterhood. And as I said when I first met you, your energy drew me in immediately. We also figured out that we had the same moon sign, which is crazy.
Which
now,
makes so much sense.
It does, and now the same rising.
Yes.
And for those who are not too familiar with astrology, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but basically the moon sign is a sign that represents your emotional side. The feelings that other people see, how you nurture yourself and also care for others. And we both are Cancer, so that's
that big divine feminine energy, that great mother,
exactly.
Sometimes too much.
Sometimes too much, I know. So that's why we kind of go in our shells sometimes. But to know that we have Cancer rising as well is insane.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. So we feel everything, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a gift, though.
It is a gift.
Yes.
It's a very gift because we're empaths, so we can kind of feel people's energy and also know what's really going on, that the things that people don't speak about. I feel like,
I also make people feel welcome. Like, you always
very
make
warm.
Me feel welcome. Yeah, every time I speak with you. So
no, same.
I definitely feel that energy both ways. I think it's so sweet.
We both are like, it makes sense.
Yes.
So funny. Well, yeah, thank you for coming. I love the outfit. You look amazing as usual. Stunning. Now, since it is a holiday time, tell us before we get into everything about you, what's on Amoori's Christmas list this year?
You know what? It's interesting you asked that. I have two different things. So one thing is like these new sound bowls that I'm looking at.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what I really want to get. It's an investment, but if anybody out there, I'm just playing. But yeah, there's new healing instruments that I really want to get.
Nice.
That's definitely on top of my list. But other than that, I just been seeing these cute furry boots. They're like knee high, and they're just so, I don't know, it's something about them. They're faux fur. But I just love like a chunky boot situation with a mini piece. Skirt or that's what's on my list.
Nice. Now, do you have any 2024 New Year's resolutions that you're working on?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm actually working with a group of women where we're kind of working on this energy of getting ready for the new year and building, planning for this next year transformation. For me, it would definitely be just stepping into myself even more.
Right.
It's like I've had so much time to figure myself out, to figure out what I want to do, figure out what I don't want to do. So this year, I just want to integrate it all and just, I keep saying this word, actualize. Like, this year is about actualizing all of my dreams, all of my manifestations, and just existing in it. So
nice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so let's get into you. Now, your real name is Jamie, but you go by the name Alkaline Amoori. So tell us where the first part of that name came from.
So it's interesting. It came to me one day. Alkaline comes from the word alchemy. And my brand is Alchemy with Amoori. So Alkaline to me is like a word that I made up, like a mother of alchemy. Nice. Or the mommy of alchemy. So it's pretty simple as that. Alchemy meaning creation and everything that falls in between that. Yeah.
Nice. Healing as well. Amazing. Okay. So where are you originally from?
Born and raised in California.
Wow.
I was born in Inglewood, but I was raised in Eastvale in the IE. So I had a big shift. I moved when I was 5 years old. All my family is from LA. So it was challenging having to go to the IE, but yeah, I was always back and forth. So born and raised here.
Nice. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about that because we were, again, working when we was on Sisterhood. But, I was like, let's hear all about who she is, and I love everything you represent. So I want to get more information about that.
Shout out to all the Cali girls.
Yeah, shout out to the Cali girls. Okay, so when was it exactly that you knew that you had psychic healing powers, and when exactly did you decide to take that to the next level? Like, take it serious, as create a whole brand around it?
That's always an interesting question for me, because in retrospect now, I realize these gifts and things that I've stepped into have always been there. But I don't think I was consciously aware of it. Like, I remember times as a child, you know, children see spirits and things like that, and a lot of this is a common thing. Children will say, "Oh, there's a ghost in my room," or "There's this, there's that." And I also have a strong remembrance of being a child and having a stronger sense of empathy than I seen around, or like I held myself to a certain understanding of like life in general. And like I always felt like I had something special, but I was so young. But I grew up around all older siblings, all older cousins.
Same, yeah.
But it really wasn't until high school when I started to mature, go through puberty, and I started to feel like, okay, I feel isolated. There's something different about me and I don't understand it. And I rejected it. I ran from it.
Yeah.
And then I got to the point where I'm like, I can't run no more. Like, I surrender. God, whatever you want to do with me, just use me, because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it really started through around that time. I think around when I was like 18, it really began for me. And since then, it's just been constant evolution to where I'm at now.
Nice. So 18 was when you would say you decided to really like take your brand seriously, as far as a
I think it was just
coach.
taking myself spiritually. It definitely started with myself, and I realized my gifts through me healing myself, going through my own trauma, shadow work, healing my body and through alkalinity, because I had a lot of just I just wasn't eating right. I didn't feel good inside my body. It was like there was a version of me that I could see, that I could perceive, but she seemed so far off. But I knew deep inside that this is the real me. And through yoga, meditation, all these things, I healed myself. And once I realized, oh my gosh, I've healed myself, there's something deeper here. I started to broadcast my journey online. And through that, I built a community and I started to come forth with these things. And it's got me where I am now.
Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. So yes, you do intuitive coaching. So tell us what exactly that process consists of.
You know, it varies from person to person, because on a simpler scale, that could be me doing a intuitive reading with somebody using my cards or just my intuition, channeling, because I am a sort of medium, so I can channel messages for people.
Wow.
A lot of times it's me reminding them of themselves, things that, you know, we don't see our own blind spots.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can get caught up in the world and life. And I try to not get any information about the person before, just because I feel like it makes it more authentic. But that could be just us sitting down, and I will just say, hey, the more open you are, the more open I'll be able to receive. Call in my angels. Maybe I'll do a little sound healing. And I will express the messages that are there. And usually by the end of it, people are like, I don't even have any questions. Like, well.
Wow.
But also, as far as the Alkaline coaching, I've been helping people transition from the same things I was dealing with, like being stuck in your body, feeling like you want to eat different, feeling like you don't know where to start. And also people that are dealing with ailments and serious diseases as well. So just healing through the herbs. And just a little bit in between, you know, confidence building, stepping into divine femininity. Also now what I'm doing also is spiritual training for people that have gifts and don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of
everything. Touch base with you regarding that. That's amazing. Okay. So when did you realize that you actually can read cards? And actually, like, when people started telling you, like, wow, this is exactly what I'm going through? Or like, when did you realize, like, okay, I'm actually gifted at this?
I think I was blind to it, because there was a time, a few years into my journey, I even learned about tarot cards. But prior to that, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was about. But I felt a strong inclination to it. And I ended up, you know, starting off by watching readings online. I'm like, okay, this is resonating with me.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I always just moved off of my own inner compass. And there was one day, I'll never forget, there was a guy that I came to get a reading. And he was like, girl, you know you're psychic, right?
No, seriously.
You know you're supposed to be doing this, right? You know you're supposed to have way more Instagram followers. You're supposed to be doing way more stuff. And I'm like, what? I don't know. I was
like,
really
you're one of us.
Yeah, like
I would always go see.
And I was like, okay. Didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
Probably a year later, I was like, no, it's time for me to get some cards. I just felt it. And immediately I just started using them. And I started off doing free readings for people. And they were like, whoa, this is profound, you know? And
yeah.
I just kept going from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question, you're, like you mentioned, you're into alkaline plant food.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those who are not familiar with what plant medicine actually is, tell us what it is and what are the benefits of it.
So when it comes to the alkaline food, we use the food as medicine and also the herbs as medicine because we know that God made every fruit-bearing, every seed-bearing fruit and herb for us to heal and to nourish our bodies. So alkaline food is basically just natural, indigenous food that assimilates with our genetics, especially us as melanated people, natural people to this earth.
Yeah.
And once we consume this food and fast and get more in tune with our natural nature, it begins to heal our body on a cellular level. And then that's when we come in with the plant medicine, like you said, the herbs and things like that. You know, people know about sea moss now. That's the main one.
Yeah, that's a big
but there's
one.
also a lot of different herbs that are essential because a lot of us are lacking minerals. Like a lot of people talk about, oh, you're vegan, how are you getting protein and whatnot? But nobody's really talking about the minerals. And the minerals are what keeps our skin healthy, what keeps our bones healthy, what keeps our joints going, what keeps our blood clean, all of these different things. Then there's also these sacred medicines as well, like psychedelics and things like that, which are all indigenous plants that are ultimately here to help people heal.
Nice. And that's something when they do book a session with you that you also kind of mention to your clients.
Yeah, so like I said, it kind of just depends on the person. And also, like, I will look into their natal chart and things like that. But it really depends on the person and what their individual goal is, what their journey is, what part of the journey they are. Because I don't think spirituality and healing is a one-size-fits-all thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's going through different phases at different times. What one person might need, the other person might need something different. So I definitely look at it as a holistic thing.
Amazing. So you kind of customize it based on who you're dealing with and what they're in need of.
Absolutely.
Nice. Okay. So I'm not going to ask you if you're single because that's private. We'll leave the mystery out there, guys.
Okay.
But what type of man or person would capture Amoori's heart if you were to choose, if you haven't chosen already?
You know, I feel like in a partnership, we talked about this on Sisterhood a little bit. I feel like in a partnership, it's so important not just to have somebody that's going to like pay your bills, take care of you, but somebody that can really resonate with you. And I don't want to say the word lead, but I would say lead spiritually just so that I can also lead, because I feel like there's a yin and a yang in a relationship.
Right.
And we need to be simultaneously both helping each other become better individuals or progress. So that's something really important to me. Someone that is not afraid to see my light. No jealousy, no competition, anything like that. But also somebody that is open to receive love too. I got a Cancer moon and rising. I have a lot of love to give. Like I'm a lover girl.
Same.
So I definitely love things like that. Somebody that, you know, somebody that's open-minded. Also somebody that's sure of themselves. I think confidence is everything. Confidence is the most sexy thing a man could do, wear, whatever. So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So my next question is, you also spoke about spiritual parasites and why it's important to protect your energy.
Girl, you coming hard with the questions.
Yeah, I had to. So tell us, what is a spiritual parasite, what it is exactly, as well as how do you protect yourself from a spiritual parasite?
So another word for the spiritual parasites we can use is like incubus and
or negative
succubus.
Energy?
Yeah, or just spirits in general. A lot of times, if we're not in control of our physical vessels and of our spirit, there's always spirits. We live in a spiritual world. We live in a physical world, but we also live in the spiritual world.
Right.
And if you're somebody that's naturally aware or naturally open spiritually, it can be easier to be susceptible to spirits.
Right.
Or it could, a spiritual parasite could manifest as someone around you that's like attached to your energy. You might even notice when you're around that person, you feel drained, you feel tired after hanging out with them.
Literally.
This could be through sexual partners, you know, like I said, incubus, succubus, things that are transferred sexually.
Wow.
this could also be just things that are passed through the bloodline. You know, some generational curses, generational spirits that are passed through. So I know that's a lot, but on the other side of it, the ways that we can protect ourselves and alleviate these things is through becoming more aware of our body, becoming more aware of our own spirit. Because if you're not aware of what's going on, how you feel, you would never even know if something is controlling you or something is causing you to feel off or draining your energy. And then we can get into things like shadow work and things like that, but also physical healing. In my opinion, the spiritual body and the physical body are deeply connected, and I think a lot of times people separate them. But in my experience, like, for example, with alkaline healing, something that Dr. Sebi spoke about all the time was mucus, and how as we alleviate the mucus, this is what alleviates the disease, because these diseases have nothing to cling to. Okay, so the same goes for parasites, or even how energy is transferred through food and everything. When there's mucus in the body, there's so much more area for these things to attach to your physical body. So just cleansing in all different types of ways, spiritual cleansing, but not just spiritual, actually physical cleansing and detoxing.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, yeah, spiritual parasites.
Yeah. Also, too, just on a base level, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced, like, when you go into your dream and something tries to get you, like, something
like, I'm
tries
to thinking like
something tries to get you, or something tries to, like, might even try to have intercourse with you in your dream. You're like, whoa, what's going on? These things exist as well. So just developing more spiritual practices to keep your aura strong when you're going, especially being in Hollywood, you know, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and especially if you have a strong light, people is like moths to the flame.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. You got to protect your energy. Okay, so as we kind of wrap up everything, my next question is, I personally actually grew into meditation recently, and I see how has benefited me so well. Like, it's like I feel so much calmer. My mind is clear. I do it every morning before I start my day, so it's a very strong thing to do. So I also read that you're big in meditation, obviously being, a spiritual healer as well. Now, for those who aren't familiar with it and wanted to just book a session with you, just a healing session in general, walk us through what your process is, and as well as what would the benefits be after they're done with a spiritual healing session with you.
So, like I said, it depends on the person of what things we're going to get into in the session. But the main thing is becoming aware of what's going on in the subconscious, because a lot of times people sit down and meditate and they're like, this is not relaxing, like, now I'm having racing thoughts, I don't know where a lot of stuff starts to come up, but that's the whole point. That's how we know that we're actually clearing things away. So at the beginning of my sessions, I always introduce myself and let people know that this is a safe space to explore yourself. And I usually love to use frequencies, so this is something that is even something people at home can do. Playing binaural beats and high frequencies while you're trying to meditate is going to help clear away any energetic blockages.
And what is a high, what did you call it?
High frequencies, like basically the frequency that I play with the sound bowls.
Got it.
Or there's certain, you can find high frequency music on YouTube.
Got it.
But this is going to help clear your vibrational energy. And that's something I do with my clients. Even if I'm not doing a full sound bath session, I always like to clear the space with the sound bowls, because we would be very amazed to see how much sound and frequency can dictate our mood and how we feel and what the environment feels like.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's so many layers to it, but...
Nice. But like you said, it's kind of depending on the person and what they're in need of. Once you kind of sit down and kind of get a vibe, what they're going through.
Yeah. Makes sense. I will say too, me operating within higher frequencies not only helps protect the person and open up the person, but it also protects me, because as a healer, if I'm constantly taking on all these energies, if I'm not aware of that and I'm not doing the work to keep my vessel clear, I could be
taking
mixing
on,
up,
you don't even know.
flipping people's energy, sending it back to the wrong people, you know? So there's definitely a responsibility there. And I think that's why meditation is so important, because we can take the time to just be aware of, like, am I carrying, especially as an empath, we can start picking up things in the room and start having crazy thoughts, feeling tired, drained, sad. And you're like, wait, I was just having a great day.
Right, exactly.
So I think meditation helps us come back to center with that.
Nice. Amazing. Now, we recently, spoke about divine feminine, and that's something that you're also into.
Yeah.
I recently just launched my divine feminine candle
What?
from my It Factor Global collection, and which I feel represents angelic energy that is soft, intuitive, empowered. The highest version of a woman, and the best version of a woman. So I actually brought this one for you. I wanted to check it out because I feel like you're divine feminine.
Thank you.
Yes. So I want you to check that out.
It's an early Christmas gift.
Yes, I know. So it's a mixture of sapphire, pink sugar, and amber.
You need to make this into a perfume. This smells so good.
Yes,
wow,
definitely.
Thank you. I was not expecting a gift today.
Yes, for sure. So I wanted to gift you with that.
Wow, thank you.
Like I said, because you're just so amazing, and you represent divine feminine to me. You know, the highest version of a woman, angelic energy.
Likewise.
You love helping people.
Likewise.
And, I feel like that's what a divine feminine woman is and should be. So enjoy.
Wow, thank you. Yes. I want to say too, the spiritual significance of candles. So this is beautiful that you're even making this. Like, really? Candles can help bring in angelic light energy as well. And even how this is like, you know, has that essence. Like, this is so powerful. So I'm really grateful. I love candles. Wow, so yeah, if you're out here, go get this candle, please. Yes, divine feminine. And it actually smells so good. Like, I'm definitely going to be lighting this when I get home.
And I also left you a message that in there, like a little postcard.
Oh, nice.
That says, you know, it's at the bottom of it. But basically, thank you, It Girl, and divine feminine woman. And it tells the definition of it, as well as it's going to bring a positive, raise vibrations in the room when you light that. So that's what it, that's the meaning of that candle. So enjoy. But as we kind of wrap it up, my last question is, if you could leave any future entrepreneurs, any future healers, or anybody who just is looking to raise their vibration with any piece of advice, what would you say?
Girl. So this is what I would say. I know there's a lot of people on earth right now that feel that you have something special, and maybe you've been working on it for a long time, waiting and wondering, when is it going to be your time? Now is your time. There's no better time like the present. Even if you've been going through challenges, obstacles, things that make you want to give up, don't give up on yourself. Focus in on your vision. Focus in what's on your heart, because if you have something, it's rare, and not everybody has what you have. So be confident enough to bring that forward and be yourself, because there's nothing more powerful than that.
That's amazing. So being you is your superpower.
Absolutely.
I love that. So what can we expect next from Amoori B, or what can we be on the lookout for?
A lot. I am going to be, the main thing right now, I am building a wellness group of women who are focused on transformation, whether that be through alkaline healing, spiritual training, who are healers themselves, maybe looking to build a stronger network of women, a support system. Definitely keep up with me on that. I am posting more on my Instagram page at Alkaline Amoori. Also, my YouTube channel, I have created a new vlog series where I'm kind of showcasing my day-to-day life, just to give a different inside scoop on the things I'm into.
Yeah.
Because it does vary.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a full spectrum thing.
So many different versions of you.
Yeah. And my sessions, I'm really eager to work with people who are at the point in their life where they're ready to expand spiritually, physically, through yoga as well. I'm going to be offering one-on-one yoga classes. So,
nice.
A lot of things coming forth.
Yes.
Alkaline food as well.
2024.
Yeah, 2024 is a big year. So, yes.
Let's go. Well, thank you again for joining us. Tell everybody where's the best place to find you. And I'm also going to attach all of Amoori's information at the bottom of the screen, so you guys could follow her, keep up with her spiritual journey, and check out her vlogs and everything. So
thank you.
Tell everybody where's the best place to find you.
My YouTube and my Instagram is at Alkaline Amoori, and then my YouTube is Alchemy with Amoori. So yeah, if you search that up, you'll be able to find me And
nice.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks again for joining us. That wraps it up, everybody, for Deja Breelove Presents. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Also, check us out on Spotify. That way you can listen while you drive. And let us know what you thought of this episode. Or if you want to add anything, you got any questions, comments, concerns to either myself or Mari, definitely leave that. So again, that wraps it up for Deja Breelove Presents. And I will see you next week with another inspirational episode. Ciao.